Welcome back to another episode of HGV Talks. Um, Trying to keep consistent with these, baby. I'm working on it. Yeah, you can see in the background if you're watching the video, there are boxes stacked up everywhere. Working on shipping out all the giveaways from the subathon, and it's my day off today, but I'm gonna record this and then I'm gonna probably work on shipping the rest of these out. I got 6 boxes done of the hats, and then I got the hoodies done. Actually, probably should go to the post office today and drop off those hoodies. I might have to do that. But anyway, let me see what time the post office is open till before I forget. I do not want to forget that. I do not want to forget that I wanted to do that. Bam. I'm until 12. Oh no, it's only an hour for now. All right, I'm gonna have to record this quick. No, I'm kidding. We got time. We got time. In the last episode, we did get a couple comments, so that's always a good thing. First one I'm gonna go through is from Pat Sampson. He's been around for a while now. He usually is one who does comment on the podcast and does watch them. I know he has podcasts of his own. And he asked he would be interested in learning some beginner video stream tips and what apps to use, which is a really good question. A lot of people when they start streaming, they really don't know where to begin, and I guess I can go over it pretty quickly. It's not as complicated as I think it may appear to be. But if you go to Google and you search OBS Studio, you get a download for OBS Studio. You can either download it that way, which just gives you like a raw basic version of OBS, or what I prefer is streamelements.com, which you can log into that with your Twitch account or YouTube, whatever it is that you use, and it'll give you a download for OBS. It's the same exact program, except they have like little plugins kind of available to it. And can I open up a second version of my OBS? I think I can. I do have a second instance I can run, so I can show you guys. Skip that. Go here. All right, this on the video right here is going to show more of it, so I can't really explain it over audio as well. But if you're watching the video, this will be more for you. This is the basics of OBS Studio. On the right hand side here, you would have logged in when it opened up with, so let's say Twitch. You would go to your settings here, go to stream, and in here you would select which service you're going to be streaming on. Let's say it's Twitch for this instance. And you can connect your account right away or use a stream key, either way. YouTube, same thing, connect your account automatically or add in a stream key. And then for the output, this is dependent more on, your PC, and there's a lot of variables in this for like your encoder, which is something, in my opinion, is something you just want to mess around with and test for yourself. There's also videos, a million YouTube videos explaining like good encoder settings and, video quality and whatnot that you could be using. This one is for when I was streaming on TikTok. So these settings, don't copy these. These are going to be vertical and everything. Don't mess with these. But the settings for that are pretty simple. You get to your overlay here. Like I said, this is a vertical version. So let me create a new scene. You would start with a blank slate. Go to your sources. You would go, for me, you'd go to video capture device if you want to add a camera. I'm not going to mess with it too much because I got my camera here, but you go in here, add your sources. You can go to window capture. You can, capture a whole screen. You can capture OBS. You can capture, an entire monitor, whatever you want to do. And then you can set up your scene from there, move the camera where you want, and make sure you get your gameplay going. It's very, very simple. The only little things that I would suggest is if you're recording with a capture card, like say you're playing, this is how I started out. I was playing on an Xbox and I used an Elgato capture card and it went to my Xbox. There's usually a little bit of a delay, so you want to spend some time adding filters to either your camera or your gameplay to put a delay on it so it syncs up with the gameplay. It's something I always would suggest so it's not off. As soon as you go into someone's stream, if the audio is off either when they speak and their face isn't lined up with their audio, or something happens on the game and then it takes them like an extra second to react to it, or they react a second before it happens. That is really quick to catch on to, and it really, in my opinion, kind of ruins the experience as a content creator. And then aside from that, I mean, not everyone wants to use a camera, but I would always recommend going for a good microphone audio immediately. Bad audio quality is a game changer, because the second it goes up and someone listens to your face, I mean your face, someone listens to your voice, not your face. In my case, when someone sees my face, it's a red flag. But as soon as someone hears your voice, if the quality of it is like, ugh, like nails on a chalkboard, they're gone. No matter what you're doing, how good you are. So I highly suggest good audio quality and testing it. And really, I'm not an audio engineer or anything like that. I don't really know the best. I spent a lot of money on my mic. I got the Shure MB7 something. I don't know. It's one of these expensive things. And I got a Go XLR, and I put a lot of money into it, and it was a huge investment for me because I do this full time. But there are other microphones that I know Elgato has a couple good ones. I'm not sponsored by Elgato by any means. I would love to, but they have some decent like entry level mics and blue microphones. The Blue Yeti is a very common starter microphone. That's what I used to have for a long time. But yeah, I would definitely focus on audio quality, testing a lot, and yeah, I mean that's really the beginner video tips. Is just it's just what I would focus on is audio quality first and foremost. Before you spend too much money on cameras and whatnot. My camera, it's a Logitech C920. I think they're like $80. I've had it for like 5 years now. I just went with that. It works good. Getting the lighting was the biggest thing though. I got a little ring light, and Michelle put like it almost looks like gauze. Not gauze. Is that gauze? Is that what it is? It's like it's kind of, yeah, I guess it is gauze, isn't it? I think that's what she found, or it looks similar to it, and she kind of put it over it to diffuse the light. I don't know. She's an artist. She knows how light works and stuff. So it's not super harsh, because if I shut this light off, like look at the quality change. Most people go into their room, they turn their above light on and sit in the front of their camera, and the quality is so bad, and it ruins the quality camera of everything. So making sure you work on the lighting can make a huge difference in camera quality. Some people think just spending a ton of money on a camera is going to fix everything, and it's not true. You got to make sure your lighting's good and everything. So, kind of my basic tips for that. And I mean, as far as just a beginner streaming tips, is just be yada yada. I know everyone hates when I say it, but being consistent. That's what I always say. If you can only stream, at some point at night, say you can only stream between 7 p.m. and midnight. Don't just try to do 5-hour streams every single time, or say you're going to stream every single day and then not work out because you miss half the days because things come up and all that. That's kind of what I was doing for a while when I first went full time. I was trying to stream every single day if I could. Actually, when I first went full time, I was pretty good with my schedule. I was doing like 9 to 12 in the morning, and then I would take a break from like 12 to 3, and then I would stream like 3 to 6. It's kind of what I was doing. And I would take certain days off. Or at least I would tell, sorry. I would tell the chat at least when I was going to be taking a day off, because like my wife would have time off and whatnot. I wasn't doing 7 days a week, at least. But then I kind of got into a period where I was just trying to stream every single day if I could. I was taking Saturdays off pretty much only. That was kind of the only day I would like say was my day off, and I would stream it. Like today, my wife has a day off. I would normally be streaming today, even though it's Saturday and technically my day off. But now I'm just working on podcasts and YouTube videos. But aside from that, yeah, just pick it. If you can only do a certain window, say you have 5 hours every night that like you kind of just sit and watch TV and you want to start doing a hobby, I would say stream like 2 to 3 hours, and then spend an hour listening to your stream, watching yourself for extended periods. Don't just skim through and try to find clips. Literally put your video on and watch it for 10 minutes. And it sucks at first. It's so uncomfortable. But watching yourself in video is the best way and the quickest way, in my opinion, to fix bad habits or improve your ability to talk on stream, because you very quickly learn about like what you do badly and what you do well. Um, some people, like I say a lot. A lot of people, when you start listening to yourself, you catch on to phrases you repeat. Or I noticed a lot is sometimes when I'm recording YouTube videos, I'm just talking to myself, not really responding to people. So I've tried to improve this. I still feel like I do it pretty bad sometimes, but sometimes I get quiet and I'm kind of just like talking to myself. And like sometimes I'll be sitting back here and just talking to myself, and I kind of don't realize how close to the mic I need to stay at for the better quality. Because I was used to having a cheaper mic that picked up a larger radius of sound, so I could kind of get away with not being super close. But I mean, I have a better mic. I need to stay closer to it. So I don't know. I think that's a huge benefit. Stream 2 hours, watch yourself for 20 minutes or something like that. Spend some time getting clips. You'll obviously hear yourself through that as well. And consistently uploading things to, YouTube shorts and, I hate to say TikTok, but TikTok, Facebook, all that. I think just getting a little bit up on all the platforms is more important than just streaming a ton of hours. If you stream for 10 hours a day on Twitch, but you do nothing on YouTube, nothing on Twitter, nothing on TikTok, nothing's really going to happen. So, yeah, that's about all I got for that. And then Shock, he said, a suggestion is talk about stories from your past that taught you a good lesson, and maybe others can relate. I saw this question, the suggestion, and I kind of nothing like comes to mind like right off the bat of like a good answer for this. Because my immediate thing is, because I mostly talk about, content creating is something I learned in the content creating field, because that's mostly what I talk about on here. But I feel like he's probably talking more about like life lesson more than anything. Is there something on my hat? It's just a thread. But I don't really have anything that, comes to mind immediately. Like a lesson I learned. And I guess recently, because he also meant, I was talking about in the last one about the no drinking. Today's April 1st. I went the entire month of March without a single drink of alcohol. I guess I can't say single, because Michelle had me, we were out to dinner at a fancy restaurant. She got some really cool drink, and she wanted me to taste it. So I literally took like a little drop of it just to taste it, see if it was good, and it was delicious. So I guess that, I don't count that. That was literally the smallest fraction of a sip. But anyway, a whole month without drinking. The thing that I could say that taught me is how much of an impact drinking really did have on me. It's insane. A lot of people will probably relate to the way I felt about drinking was, I don't get drunk very often. I drink, I at the end of the day I just want to have a beer because it's relaxing. Things like that. I didn't really ever go crazy and like get messed up and wasted all the time or regularly at all. Just have a couple beers at bowling or have some in the fridge. So at the end of the night, I might have a drink or two, and I wouldn't even drink every day. I would take a day off, 2 days off in a row, but an extended period of time taken off from drinking, it's improved my sleep so much. It's improved. I just get up in the morning easier. Even on like days before, I wouldn't drink and I'd still be like so sluggish and exhausted from day to day. I just always felt tired. So like I've gotten such an improvement in energy, and I just think it is underrated. Is that the word I'm looking for? No, I think drinking the way I was drinking is overlooked as not that bad, or most people who drink like that don't think they're doing anything that wrong or think they really have to worry about changing anything because they're like, I mean, I barely drink, I only drink a little bit here and there. But just the consistency of it, I think it really does add up, and it takes a while for your body to really adjust to zero alcohol intake after an extended period of time. But I don't know. I don't know if I have any other real good stories. But I mean, the progress I've had in the last month with everything, with my content. If I look at my analytics of everything, this month was a really good month compared to last month, even, and the month before that. So actually, January was really good. Wow, January did do really good. What did I post in January? What was I doing in that time frame? Let me see. 2023. I guess my views weren't too much different. January was really good though. What was I posting in there? Crystal playthrough. The Crystal playthrough was pretty popular. Yeah, it was. Pokemon Crystal was really good. A lot of people liked that. I was posting up every single day pretty much too. I've been posting almost every single day this year. Can I see how many videos I've posted? Oh, it's sorting alphabetically. It's not going by date. All right, this isn't working. This isn't working. I want to see how many videos I posted this month, but I can't. I don't really know an easy way to check that. I mean, I uploaded almost every single day. Sometimes I uploaded 2 or 3 times a day. I don't know. I can't find it. But this year has been pretty busy. January was really good. March has been pretty good. I just feel so much more on top of everything. Sometimes I would wake up and it's like I gotta record a YouTube video. I gotta stream today. I gotta go get errands done, and I would get very easily overwhelmed. This comes back to the not drinking thing. Um, I feel like I used to get very easily overwhelmed and stressed out, and just the lack of drinking has made me. I think it's just an energy thing. I think it just gives me more energy overall, and I'm not as easily just overwhelmed or like exhausted at the thought of doing everything I love to do. Like I love recording videos and streaming, and the having days where like I drank a little too much. Maybe I wasn't drunk, but I just woke up feeling like just a little gross. Had like 3 or 4 beers or something, just a little bit, and that a little bit can make me feel like I just don't feel like doing it today. And it's like this is all I've ever wanted to do. So the fact that it made me feel that way is a horrible, horrible sign. So the non-drinking thing, I think I'm going to keep it up. Honestly, I might have a day here and there where I drink, but I think, when you wake up those days hungover and you're like, I'm never drinking again, and people are like, yeah, okay, that's what you always say. I think once you actually do take a break, a month-long break, I feel like I'm not even interested. I don't even really want to drink. Before, any day of the week, someone's like, "You want to grab a drink?" I'm like, "Sure." I'm kind of interested, but now I'm like, it doesn't even sound appealing. So I'm curious to see how I'll be. I'm thinking if I ever do drink and I wake up hungover and I have that thought of I'm never drinking again, I think it's gonna give me. I think I'll have much longer breaks of no drinking if I do that. So that's what I'm hoping for. But I'll leave it at that. It's about a 20-minute episode. Again, leave some questions. I appreciate it. If you want me to, if you want to give more examples of, shock, I know you left the question of an experience. If you want to, dive into that more and give me a better, more clear cut example of what you're looking for, maybe I can touch base on that again. And Pat, if you had more questions or any other things you want me to touch on with the beginner tips for streaming, then I'll answer that as well. And if anyone else got questions, please put them below. I love doing this, and I plan on continuing it and hopefully getting more direction to it as time goes on. So I will see you in the next one. Peace out.